Okay, we are going to start it. You must have the hard copies in your hands. Clear? Now, Nightingale, you may be knowing, it is a sweet singing song, bird. A sweet singing bird. And it is said about the poem that once the writer was sitting in the house of his friend in Hampstead. Hampstead is the name of a place where Charles Brown was living, if you remember, with whom Keats was permanently residing. And you know that introductory lecture about Keats and his works. Now, and an Nightingale was there who made a nest in the garden of that house, and it started to sing a song. The song was very much attractive that Mr. Keats took his chair and sat under that particular tree and listened to the song of Nightingale thoroughly and very attentive. After some time, when he comes back, so there were some papers of some scripts of papers in his hands, and he has written the poem "Ode to a Nightingale." Now, the poem again, it is a comparison between the real world and the world of nature. As you know that the romantic poets, they are very much interested in nature. About Wordsworth, you may be knowing that nature has a healing power. Healing power in the sense that nature has the power to heal our diseases, especially our spiritual diseases. And nature has also the power to moralize the people. It is a kind of teacher, Wordsworth said. But after all, we are not talking about Wordsworth. Wordsworth has gone to the extent of claiming that you know his philosophy of pantheism. Pantheism, that is his philosophy about nature. Pantheism, in Urdu, you know that Wahdatul Wujud and Wahdatul Shuhud. The Pire Muride Khabridi. Wahdatul Wujud and Wahdatul Shuhud. It means that what says that I can see the image of God in each natural object. हाँ? जिस तरह मंसूर ने दावा किया था कि वो तो अपने दुनिया में गर्क था ना, जिक्र करके 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 बहुत ज्यादा ऊपर पहुंच चुका था मंसूर. तो whenever and wherever he was looking at, God Almighty was visible to him. So whenever he looks at himself, so God was also there in his own body, and he said, "Anal Haq, I am God." तो फिर लोगों ने क्या किया? संसार किया. He was stoned by the people. ده هو خدای دا وکړه او خبر نه چې هغه کوم ځای ته رسېدلی دی لکه صحیح ده که دا پیران او مریدان چې کوم دا نو وحدت الوجود او وحدت الشهود دغه دی که راځي که نه چې ته په image of God کې اهل کشف خلک ورته وایي اهل کشف هلکه خو ته کشف کشف څه ته وایي that he can see things which a common man cannot see. صحیح ده که نه هلکه وایي پردې نه تشریح بهرحال we are not going in that detail. We are coming to Keats and his poem Nightingale. Now I told you that there is a comparison between the real world and the world of nature. Now he says that the world of nature there is more peaceful. Peace is there, happiness is there. So he wants to escape to that world. And you know the real life of Keats. That was full of misery and suffering and pains. Disappointment was there. There was not even a ray of hope of happiness for him in this world. So he wanted to escape from these harsh realities of life and take shelter with the word with Nightingale in the world of nature. In the world of nature. So now the poem starts with the description of some poisonous kind of things, or you can say some wine he talks about. That after listening to the song of Nightingale only for 1 minute, and the effect was that much deep, the effect was that much strong that he has a kind of insanity, you can say, or insensibility, or you can say that he becomes intoxicated in essence, as if he has drunk some poison and now his senses cannot work properly. The effect of the song of Nightingale was that much strong that now he does not know what is happening all around him. Clear? He was transported into the world of Nightingale by listening to the song of Nightingale. So in the beginning he talks about some poisons that he has drunk because now he does not remember anything of the real world, of the real life. Huh? Or he has drunk some strong kind of wine and he has become intoxicated. So he wants to drink wine and then forget about the real world and join the world of Nightingale. But after two stanzas, then he realizes that no, not by drinking wine or by taking some poison or opium, but by the power of my imagination, I would like to join the world of Nightingale. I want to be transported by the power of my imagination, by my poetic power, so that I may forget about the harsh realities of life. So then from that onward, he talks about the bird and he praises the world, mean to say the natural world, that it is very calm and it is very serene and peace is there, happiness is there. He talks about the nightingale that it is an immortal bird. Immortal bird in the sense that after this nightingale there will be the children and the grandchildren, and so that in that sense it is an immortal bird. Because this very song was listened to in the past, centuries before, by the kings and the queens and the common people, and it will also be listened to after this generation. Meaning up to the doomsday, it will be listened by you. In that sense, he says that it is an immortal bird, and the song of the nightingale is immortal. So there are also some memorable lines which you are supposed to memorize by heart, learn by heart. Now we are going to start it line by line. My heart aches and a rosy numbness pains my sense, as though of hemlock I had drunk. My heart started to feel a kind of pain. Aches mean pain. And a drowsy means some sleepishness, drowsiness, laziness, numbness, numb, numb. In Urdu we say زیات یخ والی کې د سړي د ګوتې کار پرېږدي یا د خپو د ګوتې کار پرېږدي سن हो जाना صحیح होता سن हो जाना ودش بیا فیلینګ پکې نه کېږي ته به خوځې راغلی فیل کېږي نه هغه ارګن نه فیل کېږي نو دغه ته نمب وایي نمب لکه to become senseless insensibility that is a kind of insensibility one cannot sense. So one cannot feel. So that is called numbness. Numbness pains my senses. Yani a kind of numbness, a kind of dullness. Numbness means dullness. D-U-L-L. N-E-S-S, dullness. That is prevailed on my senses. And my senses cannot work properly. As though I as though of hemlock I had drunk, and it seems as if, ऐसा लगता है, as if, गोया कि, I had drunk from hemlock. Hemlock, that is a tree which has got some poisonous juice. A poisonous, juicy tree, hemlock. A kind of poison. Yes. Simple as that. So he said that my senses cannot work properly. It seems as if I have drunk that hemlock poison. Or emptied some dull opiate to the dregs. Or I have eaten some opium to the last drop. To the drain mean to the last drop. Yani completely vacated or emptied that beaker or that cup. 1 minute passed. And all this happening, I felt only when I listened to the song of Nightingale for 1 minute. Yani only 1 minute is passed while I was listening to this song. And now I have got this kind of state. My senses cannot work properly as if, it seems I have drunk hemlock, a kind of poison, or opium. And after 1 minute, I feel that, and lead words had sunk. And lead word has sunk. Now, lead, that is the river of forgetfulness. The river of forgetfulness. In Greek mythology, whosoever swims or takes a bath in this river, he forgets about each and everything. So the effect of the song, the effect of that nightingale which was singing, it was that much strong that I have forgotten each and everything about my real life. Now I want to join the word of Nightingale. So lead, I told you, it is the river of forgetfulness. Greek mythology, Hades, that is the underworld for spirits, Hades. In Hades, there is that lead, this river. And whosoever wants to come into this world, he has to swim across this river, that he may forget about all his previous life. In our Islamic teachings, دا خبره ده کنه چې تبلیغ والا وایي چې زمونږ د روحونو خدای پاک سره وعده کړې وه چې ستا حکمونه ومنو نبي علیه السلام روحونه خدای په خوا پیدا شي په ګریک میثالوجي کې دا خبره ده چې کله بیا د دې دنیا ته راځي نو he has to cross this river. دا چارلز لیم یو ایسې به تاسو نه دي ویلي هغه دا خبره شته ټیک ده که نه ډریم چلډرن د هغه یو ایسې ده چارلز لیم هغې کې ډریم چلډرن چې کوم دي که نه ډریم امیجینیټیو شي هغې وایي چې وي ډډ ناټ هیو کراس لید مونږ خو لا دې دنیا ته راغلي نه دي داسې یو مطلب دی هغه بیا تاسو So that is the river of forgetfulness. نو دا دې ځکه وایي چې لکه تا روح سره چې ستا هغه کې کوم عمل شوی دی او یا کوم دغه چې هغه ته ټول هېر کړي اوس به دې دنیا ته راځي نو ځکه خو مونږ ته د هیر افter پته نه لګي چې we have swimmed across this river and we have forgotten each and everything. نو اوس د هیر افter we don't know anything. بس مليان راته وایي چې د قیامت خبر وایي او هر سړی به په خولو کې ډوبي او ګناهونه وایي او حسابونه کتابونه وایي او سزاګانې ولکه مونږ ته خو یاد نه دي که نه Why? Because we have crossed this river. ٹھیک ده کنه to come into this world. نو دا دې ده کې دغه معنا ده دا د کیټس کې ما ویلي کنه دا element of his poetry that is Hellenism also. Hellenism باره کې ما ویلي چې to refer, to give a reference, to allude to Greek mythology or classical mythology. نو دلته د mythology ته پکې ډېر تللی دی هر یو پویم کې Now, lead word had sunk. It is not through envy of thy happy lot but being too happy in thine happiness. And whatever the state I had got, whatever the state of mind, their drowsiness and their sleepishness and their dullness that is prevailed on my senses. So it is not because of jealousy that I am jealous with you, but it is because of being too happy in your happiness. I am too happy because you are happy. So it is because of that happiness that I have got this state of my mind or my senses. It is not because of envy. Envy means jealousy. It is not through envy of thy happy Lord. Thy mean your happy Lord. That your word or you are that much happy. I am not jealous with your happiness, but being too happy in your happiness. But it is because of being too happy in your happiness. And thine happiness means in your happiness. That you, light winged dread of the trees, light winged dread. Dread that refers to a kind of, you can say, goddess of the forest, goddess of the forest, or you can say a wood nymph, a wood nymph, a forest nymph, a nymph who is there in the forest, wood nymph of the trees. You have got very light wings, and you are there living in the forest, in the trees. So you are looking like the goddess of the forest. In some melodious plot, melodious plot means in beautiful place. Plot means place. You are all the time living in a beautiful place, surrounded by shady trees, in the woods of beach and green. Beach and green mean in all the time there is greenery all around you. Huh? Beach and green. Beach and that is the name of a beach. That is the name of a plant, which is a green plant. Beach and shadows numberless. In your world, you have got a lot of shadows. Numberless shadows are there. Unending shadows are there. Sings of summer in full-throated ease, and you are singing the songs of summer, in happy songs. In full-throated ease mean in very easily, it is something natural to you to sing beautifully, to sing beautifully. So you are all the time singing happy songs. Summer song mean happy song. Spring song also. Oh, for a draught of vintage that had been cooled a long age in the deep deluged earth. Oh, he wishes, he desires for, for a mouthful of wine. For a draught of wine means for a mouthful of vintage. Vintage, that is a kind of wine. A kind of wine. So he wishes for that wine, for a mouthful of that vintage, that has been cooled a long age in the deep deluged world, that has been buried under the earth for a long time, that دا شرابو کې دا حساب وي خلک په ځمکه کې لګوندي خخ کې ډېر وخت لپاره ازای کې بیا ډېر لکه ټیسټي شي ډېر زیات ګاړ هم شي کنه لکه تک غوندي شي کنه او ډېر زیات مزیدار شي نو دې هغه شرابو ته اشاره کوي. Cooled a long age in the deep deluged earth. Deep deluged mean deep dug. Deluged mean to dig. D-I-G. कूदने को कहते हैं ना. Tasting of flora and the country green. And then the taste becomes like the flowers. Tasting of flora. Flora mean like the flowers. And in the country green. In some green and shady places. If the vintage is buried underwater, under the earth in a green place, in a shady place, so it becomes very tasty. Dance and provincial song and sunburnt mud. Then, after drinking that kind of wine, a man becomes very much happy and he starts to dance. He starts to dance and provincial song, and then he sings happily and merrily. Provincial, that is a place in France. Provincial, the name of a place in France. And that place, it is very much famous for wine and for love songs and for meal making and for drinking and singing and dancing and wine और मेरा पर मशहूर है provincial song. लेकिन यहाँ पर इसका मीनिंग है happy songs, merry songs and sunburned mouth. And then a man can enjoy that kind of happiness which he feels while he is sunbathing. Although sun there rarely, sunbathing में भी रह जाता है. The beaches में बता सकते. इसको basking कहते हैं, basking. BASKING. To revel in the sun. To revel. पिता वितना अस्ति सही है mirth happiness. Oh, for a beaker full of the warm south. Again he wishes for, desire. He yearns for a beaker, for a cup that is full of warm south. Warm south. The wine from southern France, they are also very famous. Southern. Full of the true, the blushful hypocrite. Full of a beaker, a cup, full of the southern true wine. True means genuine, original. True, genuine. The blushful hypocrite. Hypocrite, again, it is a kind of flower, but it is also the name of a fountain for muses. In the Mount of Helicon, the name of a fountain. The hypocrite, it is the name of a mountain. The name of a mount. Now, the name of a fountain. Fountain, you know. In the Mount Helicon, where muses are supposed to drink from. Muses, you know, some gods and goddesses, refers to some gods and goddesses. So it is said that that fountain is meant for the muses to drink from. Hypocrite. With beaded bubbles winking at the brim. Beaded bubbles. Beaded means round bubbles. कहले चाहिँ पहिले कप के मुंह में छे आवाज हो या शराब नदी किनारों से रह bubbles जो आगा याद सही है ना hypocrite refers to some red kind of blushful mean red hypocrite red with beaded bubbles winking at the brim. Winking means shining and sparkling at the edge of that cup. Like मतलब ये पूरे ढक के क्या full मुकम्मल and purple stained mouth. अब क्या तो ना उसकी your mouth will also become red like the wine. Keats बारे किम दा खबर है he was a very deep drinker. शराब बेच करता it is also said that sometime for 3 or 4 weeks he was never there to come into his senses. बस बेहोश हुआ वो, शराब, intoxicated वो. Zakachi, he wanted to escape from the harsh realities of life. No, was intoxicated वो और was pro. That I might drink. So he talked about different kind of wines, and now he says that I want to drink from those wine and leave the world unseen. And leave the world unseen mean to forget about this real world. And with thee, with you, with thee mean with you, fade away into the forest dim. To become invisible with you, to go far away with you, and no more to be seen by the people, to be disappeared, to dissolve with you in the forest. Clear? Any question?